All right, here we go. Yes, good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. We are tuned into another week of Access Granted the Par Stream. Mr. Antoine is in the building. And today we got Return of Family. Just like the aunties and the cousins coming back for a family reunion a couple of weeks or a couple of months later. We have the cast of My Private Line to God. How are you ladies doing tonight?
Awesome.
We're doing great.
Well, welcome back. I feel like y'all never left. Look, the curtains in the background of somebody's screen still matches the outfit that they have on today. I feel like that's intentional.
I didn't even think about it.
But at least the last time it was the perfect match, though. You had on black and white. This is gray and black, so it's a little bit different, but still real dope. So what's been going on, ladies, since the last time we had a chance to chop it up? I mean, I think other movies have dropped since.
Yes.
Yeah. The premiere came out March the 3rd, right? Second? Yeah, no, second. March 2nd.
March 2nd.
And it was phenomenal. Oh, it was amazing. Everyone loved it. There was I won't say no dry eyes, but there was a lot of eyes that was crying. It was a lot of people that was, a little irritated. It was a lot of people that was just, emotions was all over the place. They were just all over the place. Laughing. They just had, when I say it was an amazing movie, when I tell you that the quality of the movie was just something that you would see in Hollywood, it was definitely.
Thank you.
I mean, I was telling Mignon that my brother, he came and he was just engaged in Sunday service. He was talking about it. Like, this production, this film was awesome. The message alone was just amazing. So he was applauding it when he got back to church. So it was
wow. Thank you. They were also amazed at the name.
How does it feel hearing that?
It feels good, because on the back end, as the director or the writer, especially the writer, when we're writing stories, and I think I could speak for a lot of writers, it can be kind of trying to make sure that are you writing a good story, and then I do casting as well. So then once you're writing a story, sometimes you can ask yourself, is this going to be a really good story? Will it have the effect that you're thinking it's going to have? Will the message be conveyed? When you get the right actors to play the roles, background actors, everything. So, but I really feel good because, like I said before, even before seeing the outcome of the attendees, my whole goal was to make sure that the story was well written, so I wouldn't second guess it, number one. But number two, to make sure all of the actors and background actors were happy before my guests. because they donated their time. You know, I'm not one of those writers who's thinking that it's my story, I'm writing a story, they should be honored. No, we should be honored because the work that actors put into directors and writers and production company progress and process is amazing, and it's a lot. So I'm just so grateful that all of the actors were very pleased at the outcome, and you know, so and
So, and handpicking the cast as well as writing, did it make it a little easier for you as you know got to meet members of the potential cast before they actually became the cast members? Did that make it a little easier for you because you could kind of like pick up on a person's personality or their whole vibe to know if they were going to fit certain characters in the movie?
yeah, it's I love doing casting. It was easy, and there were a couple roles that we had to, you know, there were a couple roles that we had to kind of put more effort into finding the right characters. But it was really easy. And again, because I do casting, but I can tell you one thing. But Denasia, it was easy for her. You know, we were on a part of another film project, a short film project, and when we crossed paths again, and just me talking to her and looking at her eyes, and I was just sizing her up in my head already when I was sharing the story with her, and when she was talking to me and I was looking at them eyes, I said, this is the lady I need for this role right here, because I knew she had to bring it all. She had to bring it,
Absolutely.
and she did. And I was just watching her move her eyes the way I thought she would do in this movie, and she aced everything. And then in terms of the young lady who plays her daughter, her name is Aaliyah Butler. She This was her very first time being in a movie.
Mm.
Okay.
And by her being so young, I knew in the role when I wrote it, the whole time I wrote her part, I knew that the young lady had to be able to handle the role because she had her role is phenomenal, and it was a lot. So she had to not only I just visioned the person that we were going to get was going to be able to not only pray to God, but reach the audience. Because you can pray to God, but you got to reach the audience in all the work that we're doing in the movies, because that's the whole purpose of doing a movie, reaching the audience, getting the messages across. But yeah, it was very interesting. It was a fun time.
And Miss Sheila, come on down, Miss Sheila. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm okay. I've had better days, but I'm all right. I'm
Yeah,
delighted to
I'm
be
glad
on your
that
show
you.
again.
Yeah, I'm glad that you reached out, and it's just
Me
amazing
too.
how God worked this out because we actually had
Really?
someone else planned for tonight, and I told you, I said, let me reach out to him, just to make sure he was still good. And he hits me up yesterday, and I'm like, bro, it's a little bit too late. I done got somebody else in your place now. But I mean, it works out because actually some things got pushed back as far as the
Reason.
music that he was bringing out. So now the date that we have him scheduled. But you've definitely been doing some work as well since the last time we talked, Michelle. You want to talk a little bit about what you've been doing?
Well, yeah, I'm delighted, first of all, that Mignon chose me to be a background actor in the movie. And, it's just so uplifting. The movie is in itself is heartwarming. And Denasia and I have worked together before, so it was like a little mini reunion, if you will. And
Nice.
so I'm in a few more movies with Mignon. And one thing I just want to mention is that when you have a really special story and you pick the right people to tell your story, you've already made it halfway there. It's a major success. It is going to go so far. We've already garnered international recognition and gotten reviews and so on. So I think it's going to go pretty far. So yeah, I've worked in a couple of other movies since I guess I was on the show last time. So they'll be coming out pretty soon as well.
Okay. You're like Tupac in the acting world. You just putting out movies every week.
Sheila, I'm
But I
telling you,
think
I posted on Sheila's page.
Oh, yeah.
I posted on Sheila's page couple weeks ago. I can't keep up. Sheila is going to make whatever that needs to happen happen. Sheila is, I'm telling you, Sheila, you need roller skates, you need a scooter, you need
I have
cars.
roller skates.
Sheila, I keep up with Sheila, and I'm telling you, Sheila is going to make it happen.
Thank you.
But you need that kind. You need those kind of people
Yes.
on your team. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I guess my question is, because obviously you guys have worked together now on a few projects. Mignon, are you ever afraid that seeing the same people over and over may get a little, I don't know if stale is the right word, but like I've seen on Tubi, I know I can watch 20 movies on Tubi and I might see 15 of the same people in the movie. You know what I mean? And it gets a little, a little monotonous at times. Do you have that fear when, you're casting, or is it just kind of they're doing different characters and they're going to bring it, so you just make it, make it work?
So I'm not the type of person or casting director that want to take everybody with me on every single project. There are some projects that we work on that I already know that I need this person to bring it. So I'm gonna have to go back to them, or if they audition for it, I need them in this movie. But I'm the same way. I don't want to take everybody with me. And that's one of the reasons why I'll put them in every single films that we're doing, because I just don't think that's kind of good, because, if you just want to make house movies and movies for your home, then, and you want the same actors, good. But when you start promoting it and pitching it, you got to think bigger. You got to think, if somebody's watching you, I'm just going to use like Lionsgate. If Lionsgate is watching you, they may not be interested in seeing the very same actors in every single movie that you're doing. And one of the things that I stress to the actors, it's not a good look on your resume either, because when people submit their resumes to me, if I see, for example, someone has 12 jobs on their resume and they're all from Tyler Perry, and I'm only using Tyler Perry, then I'm going to think automatically they have connections, but how good are they really? It's more impressive to look at you having 12 different experiences from 12 different production companies versus shooting feature stars. So, but yeah, it's I don't want to do that, and I let the actors know that too. Sometimes you get 2 or 3 out of me.
Yeah, I'll be like, man, how many different ways you portray a drug dealer, bro? Like, come on, you gotta switch it up, man. If you're the same drug dealer, the only thing that's changed in the movie is your wardrobe. Like, literally, it's that crazy sometimes. So in writing this particular movie, what was the message that we wanted to get out?
There were a lot of messages that I wanted to reach. One, I can start with, I want to encourage younger kids to turn to God and pray. Whatever you're going to, don't turn to suicide, give God a chance, but they have to learn that from their parents or their guardians, So I wanted kids to learn how to pray, and they see how this young girl, Joy, she's praying and turning her issues over, talking to God, number one. Number two, the story is centered around ultimately is centered around Matthew 18, where God says that where there's 2 or 3 gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of it. So, there are oftentimes the world, and I think all of us at some point have prayed to God and then wondered what happened to the prayer. God, did you hear me? But in the Bible, in Matthew 18, it says where there's 2 or more gathered in my name. So that's telling us right there, some prayers are needed. We need to go get 2 or 3 more people to pull in for this prayer versus just praying by yourself. It could be. So that's another way. Another message in this movie, I wanted people to see a lot of movies, they portray men to be like hardcore, the abuser. But in this day and time, you have a lot more women that's really kirking out. Look at your face. You got more and more women who are, shifting gears. Yeah. They're violent. They're just as violent or argumentative. But I wanted people to see that if your household have turmoil and it's just constant arguing in this house, please come see this movie, because I want you to see what your situation could be doing to your children, just like it's doing to this young lady in this movie. It's tearing her apart. but she's turning it to God.
Mhm.
So it's just different messages. You will walk out, because when we were at the movie theater, I mean, when we were looking at the movie at the premiere, I received over 10 texts from people in the theater who had my number. Mignon, I'm jotting down takeaways from this movie. Mignon, I'm in tears at this movie. The movie just started 20 minutes. And then I was like, I'm getting texts from people saying they're crying. Then all of a sudden the whole audience is laughing. It was amazing.
Mm.
But there are a lot of takeaways. And I've gotten, actually, there were a couple people who told me their takeaways, and I'm still trying to figure out how. It was not even associated with that, but you see.
That's interesting. And Sheila and Denisha, with your individual characters, how did you go about like prepping and making sure that you guys were able to deliver the messages that your characters individually were going to put out?
So understanding the storyline is vital to being able to bring the character alive. And so it's like once you understand the story, then you're able to really memorize your lines because you realize that you're just telling a story.
Mhm.
And so you're making that character come alive by telling that story. And you want to make sure that you stick to the script. So understanding your director, also being a student, being open for direction because it's their vision. And so you're just a canvas that they're painting. And you want to make sure that that picture is beautiful. So you want to ensure that you are in position to hear and to adhere to what's being said. So I remain as a student on set and making sure that I can take direction and implement. And then also where there were times where I had to pull from emotions, I would just kind of think back on some things that impacted my life so that that genuine emotion was reflected on the screen. So that was important to me because I wanted the character to be alive and be real. And so that people could relate to it because she was hurting, but you don't know why she was hurting, why she was reacting the way she was reacting. It's a lot to her character. And so being able to portray that so that people can either be angry with her and not like her, because that was important, or for them to sympathize with her at moments and times. So you had to be able to know how to deliver that emotion and to pull the people in.
Sheila?
Yes, for me, it's a non-speaking role this time. You may not recognize me. I look different in all the movies I do. It was very simple for me working with children. And I say that because I have a 19 years background in the school system in Washington, D.C. in Georgetown, Holy Trinity School. So I'm used to being around children. So that came naturally. So, but, and like Denisha said, you have to be able to follow instructions and directions. And I'm very good at that sort of thing as well. So.
And they both are a joy to work with. Sheila played the role of a teacher. She was bringing the kids out at the end of the school day.
Which was what I did at Holy Trinity. Taking the kids
So
from school.
so you didn't even need a script. You just said, okay, I'm just my normal thing. How hard is it? Yeah. How hard is it sometimes to, when you guys have worked together on a couple of opportunities, how hard is it to kind of like develop chemistry with new people, with new cast members that come out and work with you?
So I think that sometimes
it's like a big family.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Denise.
No, go.
So it's like okay, so it's like a family, and then so once you start to meet new cast members, you treat them like a family member. You treat them like you would want them to treat you with respect, and some of us have more chemistry with others and hug each other and love on each other a little bit more. And then as time goes on, you feel that sort of camaraderie with the other new people as well.
And the reason that I asked that question is because I've seen this happen before, where like a new person comes into a cast and there may have been, 2 or 3 people that have worked together and they almost feel like they're threatened, almost like they feel like they have to overdo it, to kind of, get the attention, and kind of fit in. and
Mhm.
you can see that the chemistry is not there on screen. You can tell that it's really like at this point, it's almost like we're not trying to paint the picture that the writer and director, are trying to portray. We're trying to get our 20 minutes of fame and make sure, because we know Denisha is going to kill it. We know Sheila is going to kill it. We got to make sure we kill it, and this 30 seconds that we have, we got to come on and, try to like outshine people. And I've seen that ruin plays and I've seen that ruin movies before.
Wow.
Literally ruin a play that I saw before. I was like,
Yeah.
bro,
No.
you're not even.
Well, we're very blessed. We've never encountered that. At least I haven't.
No.
I remember one incident. I was like, bro, your name's not even rolling on the credits at the end. Why are you trying so hard? Just fit in and do what you're being asked. You know what I mean? Mignon, any projects coming up after, now that we are, I won't say done with this, but now that this is kind of, the snowball effect rolling?
Well, we're getting quotes and bids for another project that we're working on, our first thriller. We do have three other scripts that's ready, two other scripts that's ready, and I'm working on the fourth one. So while we're just shopping this one, and we actually open to just start showing this movie here into various churches. So if someone is interested in having us show it until we get picked up, we definitely are open for that. And then in the midst of that, while we're waiting for all this planning preparation and I'm just still writing because I love writing.
So that's a continuous thing. You're probably like 4 or 5
Yes.
steps ahead as far as the writing is concerned.
Well, we have scripts that that's ready. So we definitely are looking for investors. Mr. Antoine, you want to invest?
No pressure.
We're looking for but no, we definitely.
If someone was though, if someone is interested in investing, how does that process work?
Yeah, they can definitely reach out to us. God says we have not because we ask not. So I'm asking. We're putting it out there. But no, they can definitely reach out to us, and we can definitely have a conversation. But we definitely are ready to go. We're definitely ready, so we can start filming this summer and hopefully have another one released next year. But whatever is God's time, because one thing about me, I do my job diligently, but I'm not anxious. Once I'm in the mindset, it's a go, we're working, we're going to get it done. But I'm not anxious where I'm going to dive into stuff and just, get things done and then have hiccups or whatever. I just want to make sure that whatever we're doing, it's at the pace that I can handle and I can do, and with God's blessings over it.
That's right.
And when you say investing, does that always necessarily mean monetarily?
No, sir. No, because we definitely need a we definitely someone may have a production company. They may want to invest their time or talk about doing the filming of it. So we don't work the cameras we don't work the cameras and do the editing and the music and scoring and all that. But so no, there are different ways people can jump on board, and I do appreciate everybody's help.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, and I just wanted
please.
to add. Sorry, I just wanted to add that when Mignon approached me about the script and doing it, I said, "Wow, that sounds like it's going to be amazing." So then also when she said she'd like to do screenings in different churches, I said, "Well, why don't we do it in my church?"
Yes.
So this Saturday, March 16th at 3 p.m., you'll want to come to Cheverly United Methodist Church here in Cheverly, Maryland, and see the screening. And so, you have to start somewhere. So if you know people that want to have it at their church, just reach out to Mignon, and I'm sure she can work it out. But we're going to do it at my church this Saturday. Yay.
Or Sheila. But the other thing, this Saturday, just while we mentioned that, this Saturday, but it is a ticketed event, so they do have to get their tickets, and we rather them get their tickets in advance because we do have to control the number of attendees and monitor the number of attendees. And the tickets can be purchased at on www.instantseats.com, and they just need to plug in my private line to God.
Nice. You actually beat me to the punch. I was going to go there. I was going to go there. Share the flyer and everything. No, that's awesome though. And I wanted to make a point when I asked that last question, because a lot of times when you ask people to donate or you ask people to invest, they automatically think that it's money. But and the money definitely helps. Don't get it twisted. Yeah. The money definitely helps, but there are so many other ways that people can contribute to making a project like that happen. And we had the opportunity at my church, Victorious Living Faith, to, I won't say donate the church, but they came and used our church, Linnea Jordan, for her next project that she has coming up. She used our church to do some filming. It was a long day. I totally respect y'all in a way that I haven't before. It was a long day. I got to the church and started letting them in around 8:30. I don't think I got home until like 6 that day.
PM?
And I wasn't even, yes, PM. And I wasn't even in the movie. I was just there to open the church and to assist them however needed. But
wow,
when you sit and you have the opportunity to watch behind the scenes like that, it gives you an entirely different perspective, of the work and effort that really goes into it. The one thing that I was really impressed about with the cast that she had is that for those 3 or 4 scenes that they shot, there weren't a lot of multiple takes. They were prepared. And I think her husband and the other guy that was filming, I think they did a great job of knowing what shots they wanted. They did come to scout the church, beforehand. So by the time they got there, they already had an idea of, the scenes that they were going to do there. They did one scene in the sanctuary and one scene in the pastor's office. And they just really did a great job of really just coming in and just knocking it out. Had to go over a few different takes just to get the younger people to do things a little different way. But I was really impressed with, the way that they just came through. And like I said, it gives you a different perspective, but it also gives you a different respect of, how long those days, can be, those days and nights, putting a movie together. When you sit there and it's only an hour and a half long, you don't realize that there might have been, 50, 60, 70 hours, if not more of shooting. Definitely a different perspective.
Yes.
And Mignon, as a director, I think you can probably appreciate that the most because it's your vision. So you kind of know how you want, everything to look. Talk a little bit about that process.
Yeah, you being the director, being the writer and the director, it kind of makes it easier because I can only imagine when you bring in other directors to carry out the vision of other writers, and trying to be on point and do it right. But when it's your whole baby, your whole project, the thing that makes it all worth it all is bringing together the right cast, because the whole time while we're there, we're family. And then like Denasia said, understand, and that's the one thing that really helps when you understand the script and what is supposed to your role, you understand your role, you understand the script, it makes it's like icing on a cake, it's like icing on a cake. But what really bakes the cake is when they memorize their lines. That makes it even, it's just, and them being coachable, like Denasia said, she's a student, and again, I'm not one of those directors that's out there where I'm saying, it has to be my way. Everybody who has worked with us, somebody on the set will be able to tell you, oh no, we've actually offered a different line. She's actually ever taken it, right? I'm a student as well, so I'm a student and I'm always open to learn, and make it fun, you know. And then going back to what you were saying, you know, how people come together, you know, once you have somebody especially new on a set, I wanted to revisit that question. At least with us on
Okay.
our set, we like to make, we're a family operated business, and we like to make everybody, we welcome everybody as a family. We want to make everybody feel like a family. But the one thing I don't like to see is, and I don't see it on our sets, but I do know about it because I've been in the business for over 30 something years, even on SAG films. I don't like when people form this clique, this negative clique.
Hmm.
That part, we don't tolerate that part, you know. So, and because it can bring a
Mhm.
bad taste to the set, and you don't want that, you know. We want people to have fun. We want them to have laughter, you know. We want them to enjoy, and if there's an issue, come to us so we can try to work it through. But yeah, but yeah, but it makes it easier, you know, when you have a whole team and they're not only see the vision, but or before they see the vision, they're willing to put in the
Yeah.
work to make your vision come, you know. So it's, we need them like they need us.
And I almost want to ask, why would you even come to the set with the drama? But I
Mm-mm.
think it's just human. I think it might just be, unfortunately, human nature
Yep.
for, for some. It's
But
almost
you
like,
know, we've been really blessed though. I think we've been really blessed. We haven't really had,
We
we
have.
haven't, we've done short films and stuff. We haven't, I do hear from other producers and directors, you know, and some of the actors, some certain things that go on, but we've been pretty blessed. And I'm telling you, before we start, I'm like, God, you ready? We're going on set to get God. Which angel you going to take? Let us go with us. 'Cause we invite the angels, God, like everybody. But we, you know, and I think sometimes it starts with like the management staff, you know.
Okay.
Mhm.
and you said you've been doing this for over 30 years.
I've been in the entertainment industry for over 38 years. Hmm.
So you started when you were like 5. 'Cause you started when you were like 5.
God bless
Wow.
him some more because I know. No. Mm-mm.
Black don't crack. We tell y'all that all the time.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's crazy to hear that, because I can imagine how much the industry has changed so much over that course of time. And now just the fact that, we have so many opportunities now to do independent movies. And I don't think that was the case. Um, Definitely not back when you started. I know it
No,
wasn't. And
no.
maybe, I want to say, maybe not even, maybe 10 to 15 years ago, I don't think it was this easy. I'm
Mm-mm.
assuming that streaming now makes it a lot more easier. And I don't know the process that you go through to get your movie onto all of the different platforms now, but just to have, so many options now, I think it makes it a little bit easier. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Well, I mean, the opportunities are there, you
Yeah.
know. And then what I find is, and the thing that it's just amazing to me is that from a director or producer and a writer, every writer and director producer, I'm sure, when they did their first project or second project, they either prayed about it or they hoped that somebody would help them. And then when they get the connections, they don't want to help other people. Because you'd be surprised. I mean, I've asked people, you know, how do they say Google it. These are producers like local, Google it. But you know what I'm saying? When you first started and did your movie, I'm so sure there was something in your brain that says, I wish somebody could help me. How can I help me? You asking questions. But yeah, so you have people who actually, once they get theirs on the network, they want to charge you $10,000. You give me 10,000, I'll help pitch it. Or, and you know, when you started, you didn't want nobody to tell you, give me $10,000, I'll try it, or $5,000, you know. So it's just amazing. But, you know, and I'm a helper. I will help. I'll tell you, this is, you know, take this route or try this route. But you find a lot of people who are, they're question askers, but they're not helpers. And
Mhm.
I'm going to keep it real. I'm keeping it real.
So I've heard of the pitch. I've heard that there has to be a process for someone, whether it be you or someone that you are crazy enough to give $10,000 to pitch. How does that process work?
Well, so I'm going to go back. So this is the first movie that we're actually pitching because this is
Okay.
our first feature
Okay.
film. So we don't have it on the network yet, but I'm not sure how it went for a lot of other production companies. But you do have to have, if you don't have if you don't know and don't have the contacts, then you generally would have to get somebody to sell your movie or pitch your movie. But again, is you just have to be really careful as to who you're giving your movie to or who you're giving your script to. But outside of that, you just kind of pray that it gets in the right hand, and that person will take your product and pitch it for you. But then once that happens, you know, you definitely want to, or at least we want to definitely make sure that we'll have our attorneys take a look at the contract to make sure it's in the best interest of ourselves and our product. So, but again, that's why I want to make it clear that we haven't placed anything on any of the networks yet. I'm not against the smaller networks or the newer networks or the free networks, but you know, I like to strive high and then settle for less. I don't want to wake up and say, "Oh, I'm going to settle for YouTube." And YouTube's not bad, but I'm just saying.
So this isn't, at least as far as you know, this isn't one of those situations like I'll say the rappers used to do back in the day where they were just popping up, you know, at record labels and saying, "Yo, listen to my tape," and you know, trying to okay, it's a different. Gotcha.
It is a different, yeah, it is a different level. And I know some Hollywood literary agents, and they're pretty big. I know a few of them, but they'll tell you if you submit your stuff to them, it's considered unsolicited. So if you submit your stuff to them, you know, and I know one of the ladies, they have a running list of names of people, producers. You know, they want you to go through the process, you know, but there are some people who are bold enough to still do it, or some people who don't know that they're supposed to do it. But you want to do your homework and research, because there are a lot of companies out there, even to get somebody to represent you as an actor, they only take new clients based off of referrals, you know, referrals of someone in the industry or somebody, one of their clients. But so I like to respect everybody's process, you know, so that's just me. I want to respect your process and then trust God, you know, like trust God and respect the process. But
yeah, absolutely. So let's get into the trailer. Give us a little intro while I set this up. Anybody?
Oh,
John?
I don't know how to do that.
no, she just wants you to talk about it while he sets it up.
Yeah, just give us a little intro about the trailer, what we can expect. You know. Yeah.
Oh,
Very uplifting. Very uplifting.
I wasn't asking for no money.
No, I thought he was asking for me to set it up. I was going to say what?
No.
The trailer is. I think the trailer is.
We have.
Yes, the trailer is really cool. When you see it, it's
Fabulous movie.
The trailer is really cool. You're going to get ready for Mr. Nacia. Yes.
I love watching movie trailers, because to me, a lot of times a trailer can determine whether I'm going to watch a movie or not.
Mhm.
Honestly, there has to be something in 2 or 3 minutes that makes me say, I gotta see this when this comes out. And I think that this trailer definitely hits home with that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and play this. Volume.
Honey, we're going to get through this. Is everything okay?
I tried everything.
Not quite everything. Janice, come quickly.
You can have my soul.
How many of you have ever prayed to God and you felt like you didn't get an answer?
Come take control.
God, I know prayer unlocks the door of patience.
And while you at it, don't forget to tell God how controlling you trying to be.
Did you see that, Dad? She's trying to attack me. Are you surprised? That's the only style she wants. Don't you guys have something better to talk about? Yeah, a new hairstyle.
Shouldn't you ladies be in class?
I haven't seen you in church over the past several weeks.
I can't be Miss Pastor. We have a whole congregation to keep you busy.
Ooh, what is it, Auntie Kay?
You want your Auntie Kay to tell you what it is?
You're short-tempered with me. You're not attending church. And now you're rude towards the pastor? We'll get you later.
You look crazy. Change your clothes before you sit at the table with us.
Here you go, Janice. I'm trying to go to sleep. We will not fail joy. And most importantly, disappoint God.
Calvin, what are you doing?
We want Mom happy. We're asking for miracles. There are things going on in my life that need to change.
Wow. Wow. Is that Denasia? Are you the main character?
I'm one of them.
One of them. Mm-hmm.
Okay, there she is. There she is. There she is. That's you. That's the wife.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that's me.
Fabulous.
I did not pick up on that when I watched this earlier. You look a lot different on there. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
They said you might be in another movie then, because he missed it, so you might be in another one.
Shout out to my pastor, Philip A. Miller Sr. Because I want to see this now. Well, Pastor, they are looking for churches to show.
Yeah.
They are looking for churches to show the movie, Pastor. So, I'm quite sure that we can make that happen. I love the trailer. I love the trailer. The trailer, it gives you just enough, but it doesn't give you too much. You know what I mean? And to me, that's like the perfect trailer. It's just enough to make you want to go buy the bag of potato chips, but they don't,
Right.
You still got to go buy the potato chips to be able to enjoy it. And Pastor Phil is going to say, of course, that had to be a food reference that I used because he and I are probably two of the biggest eaters in the world. So again, let's talk about the event this Saturday coming up.
So we have a showing that's going to, like Sheila said, it's going to take place at the United Methodist Cheverly United Methodist Church in Cheverly, Maryland. The tickets are on sale today. We're asking that people get their tickets before Friday if they can. It's at 3:00, but the doors are going to open at 2:15. And it's a family event. So if you can, bring your children, bring your family members, bring your aunties, uncles, just encourage everybody to come out. We only have, we have a limited amount of tickets, so we definitely want to get those tickets sold. And that's pretty much it though. I mean, it's for all ages.
Okay.
It's for all ages, really. And when I was doing this movie, Antoine, after we started sharing the trailer, one of my favorite writers, Christian writers, it's the Kendrick brothers. I love the Kendrick brothers. They're behind War Room. But when we released this trailer, I've had 4 different people who told me, looking at the trailer, put them in the mindset of the War Room. And I was saying, what, if this movie doesn't go anywhere else, they compared this trailer to my favorite writers, Christian writers, the Kendrick brothers.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And I was so pleased about that.
Sometimes that's all you need. That's all you need.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, it'll be great if Hollywood picks it up, but yeah, sometimes that, that's kind of like the confirmation. And I don't know if you saw the message from my pastor a few minutes ago, but he says that
we can make it happen. Yes.
Yes.
So Pastor Miller.
Yes. So I'll put you in touch with him and First Lady, and shout out to our First Lady as well. She's been in the hospital for the past few days, recuperating. So definitely want to give her a shout out. Yeah, we can. I can definitely get you in contact with the necessary parties, and we can see what we can do to bring your show to Essex, bring your movie to Essex, and make that happen.
Wonderful.
But yes, I'm imagining that Saturday is going to be absolutely awesome. And just I look forward to seeing the movie. And thank you guys, man. You guys, you're so easy to talk to. It's always fun when I get you here. Denasia always has her curtains, so I know I have that to look forward to. And I'm going to mess with her every time I bring her on this show and she's in front of those curtains. I'm not going to let it go. Not because of the curtains, but because I don't know if she's doing it intentionally or not, but the outfit always matches the curtains that she's.
It's not intentional.
So each of you, let everyone know how they can follow you, social media, how we can go again one more time, how we can get tickets for the event on Saturday, and you know, all of that stuff. We can start with Miss Sheila.
Okay.
So she's the hardest working one.
Yes.
Probably got 6 movies get ready to drop next week. I don't know how we lose you. Okay, we'll start with Denasia. Here we go.
Well, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram. It's my name, Denasia Sally. And the next project, you want to know my next project is coming up?
Yeah, absolutely.
So my next project is coming up is April the 27th. It is called When the Vows Break. It is a stage production. It's a play. And it's going to be a 3:00 show and a 7:30 show. I don't know exactly. It's if you go to what is her name? I know her by Lorraine, but her Facebook title is Natural Beauty. I want to say it is. And you can go. It's on Eventbrite as well. When you go to her page, and you can buy tickets on Eventbrite.
And that's it. You sure?
I am sure. So I'm going to, while the others are talking, I'm going to find exactly what the page is so that you can give it.
And if you put it in the private chat, I can scroll it across the bottom of the screen. Okay. What about you, Miss Sheila?
So in addition to my private line to God, which is fabulous, everybody, I want you to come out this Saturday to see it. You won't be disappointed. I believe the next one is going to be The Christmas Room.
The
And
Christmas Room is coming. Mm-hmm.
That will be in June, correct?
Yes.
June 1st. And I'm also going to be in another movie called Last Knock. They're in post-production right now. And I think pretty much that's it for me right now.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm on Facebook, Shishi Miller. I'm not on Instagram.
I remember when you hit me on Facebook last week to ask me about this. I said, "Who the heck is Shishi?" And then I saw the picture. Oh, that's duh.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
so
and
there
what
were
about
there were
you?
a lot of Sheila Millers, so I had to.
Oh, I'm sure.
make it a
Yeah, so
little-
you had to. Right.
That's it,
Right.
yeah.
I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what about you, Mignon?
I'm on Facebook and Instagram under Shooting Future Stars, the same name.
And see, I didn't even realize that was you that I was talking to. This you guys look different when you get up here on the show.
So you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook on Shooting Future Stars. And if you want to take a peek at the pictures from the premieres on Instagram, I'm going to start uploading pictures behind the scenes and some from the premiere on Instagram at my private line to God. Right now, this project and the other one we did is called The Christmas Room. We're going to start promoting that one. That's going to be released soon as well. But outside of that, we're just trying to get back into production somewhere.
Awesome.
So
awesome.
Antoine, we'll see you soon, right?
Look,
We'll be back.
You just stepped on where I was about to go. I was going to say, I don't know if I can get you guys up here for every single project that you're doing because the calendar is kind of full. But anytime that I can get you guys up here, to promote, your work, I will definitely try to make that happen as long as you reach out to me and give me, a little bit of time to make it, work. Today, like I said, nothing but God, because I had somebody else planned when Sheila hit me last week. But as you can see, we were able to make it happen. So I think it was intentional that you guys, we're here to
Definitely.
promote this
Yeah.
event and talk more about the movie. But definitely anytime you guys need me, just let me know. Even if it's outside of, the normal realm of, you all working together. Anytime you guys have work, just definitely hit me up and we'll try to make it happen if we can. Absolutely.
Well, we certainly appreciate you, Antoine, and thank you once again for having us.
Yes, thank you
And,
for having
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It was meant to
I appreciate-
be.
Yeah.
Definitely meant
Absolutely.
to be.
Absolutely. I appreciate you ladies, and good luck with everything on Saturday.
Thank
Thank you
you
so
very
much.
much.
All right,
Good seeing
thank
you, lady.
Thank you.
Continued blessings. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
That is the cast of My Private Line to God. Absolutely amazing. Always fun chopping it up with those ladies. Real quick before I get out of here tonight, I want to send my thoughts and prayers out to a couple of people. First of all, the family of Anita Richardson, who was one of my church members when I attended St. Stephen's African Methodist Episcopal Church for over 20 years. And I love Anita because Anita actually gave me my first opportunity to stand up in front of the church and speak. And I'll never forget her for that. But, we lost her recently. And as we talked about last week, we've also lost Miss Pamela Renee Leak, aka Miss Maybell. Her services are this coming Thursday, and that information is actually on my page. We also just recently lost a good friend of mine. Her name was Jamise Lyell, and that was definitely one of those ones that when I saw that on Facebook, I was like, this can't be right. But unfortunately, we lost her. I believe either late last Thursday or sometime last Friday as well, man. So I just want to continue to keep all of those families and the friends of all of them in prayer, man. It's tough. My family actually just went through this back in November, December. And it's very important, man, that you show these people love, man. So, rest in paradise to all that we've lost, and prayers to their family. Definitely appreciate everyone that tuned in. My man James Spencer joining me from the parking lot, more than likely at a Home Depot or grocery store, knowing him. But thank you for tuning in, as well as my uncle pastor, Philip Miller. Next week we have Stacey Ferguson on the show. I'm going to be posting some information about her. And shout out to my co-host Lisa Monet. Not sure why she wasn't here tonight, but prayerfully everything is good. Oh, and also want to give a shout out to my sister that I have the relationship like we're like JJ and Thelma on Good Times, but that's definitely my sister. Dina Coleman Reed. She's home recuperating from an accident that she was in, man. So my thoughts and prayers out to you as well, man. Otherwise, we will see you guys next week. Thanks again for tuning in. Also, man, I got to kind of make a quick announcement that this week actually marks 10 years in media for me. My first Baltimore Flavor radio show was actually aired on March the 14th, 2014. And it's crazy now to sit here in 2024 and just kind of look back at all of the memories that I've had, and all of the shows and all of the radio stations and everything. It's been an amazing ride, man. So I just thank God for anybody that's tuned in, anybody that's purchased merchandise or done whatever it was that you've done to support me over these 10 years. And I don't know how much longer I'm going to do this, man. I'm getting old. Y'all see all this gray hair here, but as long as this is fun, and as long as I feel like I'm continuing to make a difference, man, I'm going to continue to bring everyone, as many people, as I can, not only from Baltimore, but of course, all around the country and all around the world. So I just want to pat myself on the back and say congratulations for 10 years of doing this, man. And whatever God has for me, in the future, I will definitely accept it with open arms, man. But yeah, thanks to everybody, man, that's taking time to listen, whether it's been radio or sitting up here looking at my face for the last going on 4 years now with this podcast, man. I definitely appreciate it. I don't take it lightly that people, see enough in what I'm doing to just come out and spend time, even if they don't stay for the whole show, even if you just come and chime in for, a couple of a couple of minutes, you know, or whatever the case may be. This is Rosita. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Rosita, for just allowing things to move the way that they did yesterday. I'm not even going to get into details here, but I was watching that video back this morning, and that moment when you broke that chain and slammed it down on the ground was so powerful to me yesterday. And I just want to say thank you for just allowing us to make that moment happen, as well as Pastor Philip Miller, because I talked to him about Saturday. I talked to him on Saturday and gave him a little bit about what I wanted to do. And I said, once those chains are on the ground, you move how you see fit. But I just thank you for allowing that opportunity. That was a very, very powerful moment at Victorious Living Faith Ministries, man. And of course, y'all can join us every Sunday, 435 Maryland Avenue. Praise and worship starts at 8:45. We'll be out of there by 10:30. And we'll be at IHOP by 10:45. A lot of us, man. But yes, Rosita, no, thank you for allowing it, and really thank God, because all of that really just came from him. Honestly, like I was telling Reverend Jackie this morning, I said all I wanted to do was do the song because we hadn't sang the song in a long time, and I kind of needed the song for me. But then God just placed so much stuff as far as going to buy the chains and, you know, asking you to come forward and all of that stuff that just kind of happened. And it didn't quite happen the way that I was planning on happening. But we all know that we're not the ones, you know, that are the ultimate planners. And I think it worked out just the way that God intended it to. And I'm just thankful that we were able to create that moment. So again, man, thanks to everybody for tuning in. I will see you guys next week. Access granted, depart straight.